So let's talk about the main event. UFC 129, George Rush St. Pierre versus Jake Shields.
Yeah.
George has a phenomenal record. I mean, he has a record of 21-2-0, and Jake has, I believe it's a 26-4-1. So I guess I should backtrack a little bit. Jake has a great record too. I mean, he's obviously no slouch.
Jake is just one of those guys that every time I think he's going to get his butt handed to him, he pulls it out. I mean, I would have bet the farm against him in Henderson, and I'd be sleeping somewhere else right now because I've known Danny well. I've known Danny for 30 years, and I don't know how the hell he pulled that off, but he did. You know, Mike Pyle's another one that I thought Mike had all the answers, and Jake just has this unique way of finding a way to get a fight where he needs it, which is on the ground and in the places where he can win, and he's tremendous at it. So about the time I count him out, you know, he pulls it out. But he's dealing with you know, again, another guy that most people think pound for pound is the best fighter in the world right now. We just saw him take a 3-time collegiate, you know, All-American in Josh Koscheck and beat him like a drum.
Yeah.
You know, with a jab mostly, because of the footwork and the long strategic striking that he possesses. He's got tremendous wrestling. I mean, the first time he fought Koscheck, he took Koscheck down like he was a junior high school kid. And that is Jake's whole goal, is to get this fight to the ground. I think it's the only way he can really win this. And I just don't see him. I don't see George being careless enough to fall into any of those traps and to end up on the ground with Jake, unless it's on top of Jake really wearing him out.
Jake is just a workhorse. He does what he does, but in my opinion, I think he's just too one-dimensional. Of all the fighters out there, and I like Jake personally, but he has no power in his hands, no power whatsoever. And I don't understand that, because he's been in the game for so long and he's had so many fights. Aside from that, I think that's his weakness, his biggest weakness. But he's been proven. So no matter what anybody says about him, his record shows he's proven himself. Mm-hmm. George breaks everything down completely separate. He works with world-class wrestlers, solo with wrestlers. He works with world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters, just traditional Jiu-Jitsu. Then he works with Muay Thai, and then he brings it all together and puts it together himself. I think that's the real uniqueness about George, is he breaks everything down and works with the best in the world, and then he puts it all together himself.
He's pretty dynamic. I think he's going to be tough for anybody to deal with, and I just don't see Shields, like you said, with the dimension that he needs to win this fight. I just don't see him being able to get George there.
So can I go out on a limb and say both of us are predicting George?
Absolutely. I think that's the way it's going to go.